Hey everybody, welcome back to the official third video of the Cases Never Closed podcast. If you are new, hello, welcome. I am Keisha, the creator of this podcast and channel. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you get notifications anytime I upload or post a video. So, if you are new or you did not watch the very first video, please go watch that video first so you know what I'm about to talk about. The very first video is the boy in the box, I want to say. That's the first video. So please go watch that video first so you understand what's about to happen. So before I say what I need to say about the first video, I am so sorry if you guys get annoyed with my voice. I currently have a sinus infection that I am trying to get to go away. It's definitely starting to go away. I think it's more in like the finishing up and starting to go away part of the sickness. So I am sorry if I sound really nasally or my voice gets on your nerves. So in regards to the very first video that I posted, or maybe it was the second video, one of those videos, I told you guys that I would look up what exhumed means. And I want to say I told you guys that in the second video. Because a lot of people, as well as myself, were curious as to what that meant. So I looked it up. And it says that exhumed means to dig up the casket for access to the human remains. So if there's another video in the future where we talk about that, that's what that means. Now, the other thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the upload day. So, as I say in all of my videos, I am an extremely busy person. So with being a busy person, it's hard to find the time, as I always say, when the house is quiet and when I can upload the video. So originally, my upload day was on the weekends, like Saturday or Sunday. But I have not been home on the weekends. And I don't know when the next time is that I will be home on the weekend. So my question is, I obviously couldn't upload on Mondays because everything's just starting to get settled down and everyone's starting to get back into the routine, whatever. But I wanted to know how you guys would feel if I if I switched the upload day from Saturday or Sunday to Fridays. Because as of right now, from what I can see, is that Fridays are the best day for me personally. All the kids are at school, parents are at work, and that's the one day when I have a little bit of a break to kind of just settle down, get transition from the week to the weekend. And I have noticed that Fridays are the one day when I'm not really doing schoolwork, because I try to do it Monday through Thursday, so I have Friday to just chill and relax. So let me know what day works better for you guys. And As of right now, I will probably have it be Fridays, but if there's a day that works better for you guys, please tell me. So, also, as I normally say, please give me some ideas of a video to do. As always, it can be about a solved or unsolved case, an abandoned or haunted place. It can be something that has just really been on your mind, or something that just doesn't sit right with you. And as always, I will take your guys' video ideas into consideration. I have gotten a few people who have given me some ideas to do, but it's kind of hard for me to upload a video when I don't really have an idea of what to do a video on. Also, as I also say in every video, I know there's a lot of stuff going down right now with the Idaho murder case. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for me to do a video on the Idaho murder case. The thing with that is they are still in the trial part of the case, and with me being a college student myself, not only is there a lot of new information coming out every day, but with me being a college student myself, that is kind of a touchy thing for me to cover, or like a touchy story for me to cover. There have been, I feel since I started college, there has been so many campuses where there's this massacre going on, or someone showed up to campus with a gun or a weapon or anything like that. And I just feel like I mentally can't handle to do that story right now. I'm not saying that I will never do that story, because it is one of like the most requested stories, but right now it's just not a good time. So give me some ideas of cases, abandoned, just whatever you guys want me to do. Please give me some ideas. And as always, please feel free to go in the comments and tell me what your like input or ideas are about the case. So there is a trigger warning for today's video, and the trigger warning is there are talks of murder, cannibalism, suicide, and rape. So that is your trigger warning right now. If there is anything to do with that that doesn't sit right with you, or any of that will trigger you, please, please, please skip this video. I am not someone who wants to get like negativity or a lot of hate brought to my page, so that is why I'm giving you the trigger warning. So today's video is on the vampire killer. This is a case that was solved. It's just absolutely crazy to me about this case, and I have watched like the unsolved mysteries on TV and everything, and there was one episode about cannibalism, but I feel like a lot of those shows are like made up, and to actually see and read that cannibalism has actually happened is just absolutely insane to me. So that is really why I chose this case for today's story. So, the vampire killer. The real name is Richard Trenton Chase. He is known as America's serial killer, cannibal, and necrophile. He killed 6 people in the span of a month. So, a little like background information or like information as he had grown up. As he had gotten older, he started to develop hypochondria. He had often complained that his heart would stop beating and believed that his cranial bones were separated and moving around. So he shaved his head so he could view this happening. Once he got of legal age, he did end up moving out of his mom's house, and he moved in with his roommates. But he did end up getting kicked out. So when he was kicked out, he moved to an apartment by himself. When he had moved to that apartment, he began to capture, kill, and disembowel animals. So he would go outside and capture just a bunch of animals, and I feel like those are basically like his test subjects. Like, he used the animals to like build up the momentum into him killing somebody. After he would disembowel the animals, he would eat them raw. Wouldn't cook them, deep fry, like nothing. He ate them raw. And he said that he believed that by ingesting creatures, it prevented his heart from shrinking. I felt like that was a little bit of like a Grinch moment, you know, like has a heart 3 sizes too small or whatever it is. So I feel like, you know, that's a little bit of a Grinch moment. So he did end up getting institutionalized. He got institutionalized more than once. The first time he was institutionalized was in 1973. He was there for a little bit, and then he was released. He was then institutionalized again in 1976. He was institutionalized after he was taken to the hospital for injecting rabbit's blood into his veins. As if this man hasn't fulfilled his wishes enough, he had to inject the blood into his veins. So once he was institutionalized in 1976, they ended up looking deeper into his mentality. He was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, and he ended up undergoing treatment for the schizophrenia that had involved psychotropic drugs. He was deemed no longer a threat after taking these drugs for so long, and he was released into his custody, or into the custody of his mother in 1976. So while he was in the custody of his mother, she ended up having him stop taking the medication, and she gave him his own apartment. Then in mid 1977-ish, he ended up getting arrested in Pyramid Lake, Nevada at the reservation. His body was smeared with blood and the cops had found a bucket of blood in his truck. They ended up having the blood tested to see if it was human blood or animal blood or what it was, and it ended up being determined that the blood was cow's blood, so there were no charges filed and he was let go. So, to the victims. On December 29th, 1977, he ended up killing his first victim, Ambrose Griffin, in a drive-by shooting. 2 weeks after he had killed Ambrose Griffin, he attempted to enter the home of a woman, but the door was locked, so he ended up walking away. He later told detectives that he took locked doors as a sign that he was not welcome, but he took unlocked doors as an invitation to enter a home. I'm not one to judge, but I feel like whether a door is locked or unlocked, there's no invitation or right to enter a household unless you are really close with the person who owns the house or someone had told you to go there. I feel like that is the only time you should ever enter a house. I don't know, that's just me. So then on January 23rd, 1978, he broke into a house and shot a woman, Teresa Wallin. Teresa was 3 months pregnant at the time of him shooting her. After he had shot Teresa, he had sexual intercourse with her corpse while he stabbed her with a butcher knife. When he was finished having sexual intercourse with the corpse, he removed the organs, cut off her nipples, and drank her blood, as if the murder and the intercourse wasn't enough. Then, a few days later, on January 27th, he entered the home of a 38-year-old Evelyn Meredith. He fatally shot Evelyn, her 6-year-old son, and her 22-month-old nephew. That all happened before he ended up mutilating Evelyn and engaged in necrophilia and cannibalism with her corpse. And then that same day, while all of this was going on, his day ended up getting worse, and someone had knocked on the door while all this was going on. Chase ended up fleeing in Meredith's car. So, the witness had told the neighbor, who told the cops. The cops had discovered that Chase left bloody, complete hand and shoe prints throughout the house. Chase was arrested. The cops ended up searching Chase's apartment, and they had found that everything, including the eating and drinking utensils, were soaked in blood. So he was, already arrested, and this made it to where he wasn't getting released. Then, a year later, he was found in 1979, he was found guilty of 6 counts of first-degree murder and rejecting the argument that he's not guilty by reason of insanity. He was sentenced to die in a gas chamber, but a year later, December 26th, 1980, he was found dead in his prison cell. They did an autopsy, and the autopsy revealed that he had committed suicide with overdose of prescription medications. So, just a crazy story. A lot of thoughts going through my head. One being, why would somebody want to do this? I have no clue. Why the animals weren't enough? No clue. I do feel that the first time he was institutionalized, they should have done more to, stop all the stuff that happened in the future from preventing. And I do feel that in a way, the families of the victims got some justice because he did end up dying. So there's that. That's the end of today's podcast. So, as I had said in the beginning, please let me know what your thoughts are about this case. Let me know what had stuck out to you the most about this case. And, as always, give me ideas of videos you want to see happen next. So, I am going to upload on Fridays. And as I said earlier, if there is any day that works better for anyone else, please tell me. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see all of you in the next one.